So my family, we get together usually Friday nights. Sometimes we get together on Saturday nights, extended family.
Are you Jewish?
I am.
Oh,
I was
another
raised Jewish.
Jew.
Another Jew. Yeah, and I
The
appreciate.
Jew love this. The Jews, not the Jew, love this message of freedom. Believe me. Yes.
Yeah, and I appreciate you calling this fellowship now instead of church on your show. Sometimes I notice.
Oh, no, it's fellowship. Because we all come together to help one another, not to judge one another, but to help one another. And I want to say something about judgment in a minute. Remind me, but go ahead.
So my family gets together a lot, and sometimes I don't want to go. For instance, there was an event this Friday, this Saturday. I didn't want to go to either, but I don't feel like I can tell them I don't want to go because then I get a barrage of, oh, that's messed up, Ryan. Why would you say that? How could you do that? We're your family. And, they give me the guilt trip. So instead, I just say I'm out of town.
You just say you're out of town?
I'm out of town. I'm out of town this
So you
weekend.
lied to them?
Straight up.
What? And your question is what?
Should I stop lying to them and just tell them I don't want to sometimes come because I know it'll hurt their feelings, which I can't control, but at the
your
same, I feel like
family,
burning the bridge with them.
your family is just like Satan and his demons. You notice when you work on yourself and you don't want to give it to a thought, I'm not going to, doesn't the demon tell you, oh, you better believe this? Oh, well, how about this side? Why don't you believe this? You better come. If you don't believe this is going to happen. The family is just the same way. They're trying to control you. They're little demons trying to control you.
Right.
If you don't want to go, don't go. Just say, no, I'm not coming. Don't argue with them. Don't try to say, well, I'm out of town if you're not out of town. And don't say, don't make up any lies. Be honest with them. Just don't resent them.
But I know they'll probably resent me if I tell them just.
And do you care? Are you concerned about someone resenting you?
No, I guess not.
So then why think about that? You just don't resent them. You are your own world. Don't resent them. Don't worry about if they resent. That's their life. They want to stay in their hell of resentment. Leave them in their hell.
I guess it's somewhat of a little bit of a mercy because it's like it's not hurting me to lie or to not lie. I'm not going to show up either way.
But it is hurting you to lie. You're not showing them love. Just think, you're not the only one at that family event that doesn't want to be there. But they were pressured to go in too. But if they saw one person saying, no, I won't be there tonight, without excuses and pretense, you're encouraging that person to speak up. That person's like, wow, I could do the same thing. If I don't want to go, I don't want to go. If little John can do it, I can do it too.
So I should do it for little John?
No, you could do it for you. You should do it for you, but let your light shine. Your light is shining when you're able to say no without being angry or worry about what they think or how they're going to feel. Your light is shining. And somebody in that darkness of the family will see it.
I guess it also relates to the fact that I know if I'm honest and I say I'm in town, I'm just not coming because I don't want to, that they're going to give me the guilt trip. And I just don't like hearing it. So at that point, then do I say, I don't want to hear it, bye, hang up?
And who's going to feel guilty?
I'm probably going to feel guilty at that point, honestly.
And who are you?
I'm nobody.
What do you mean by you're nobody?
I'm nobody.
So if you're nobody, how can you feel guilty?
You got me.
So who can they make feel guilty if no one there to feel guilty?
Should I care that they feel guilty?
What are you doing? Does God care if they feel guilty?
I don't know.
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
Just think, if they could feel guilty until the cows come home, and God would do nothing about it. He and Jesus would have lunch and breakfast, and they would do nothing but look at those stupid people feeling guilty.
So is it me being selfish that I instead lie and just avoid the whole situation?
You're showing no love to them at all.
And I should show love to them, though?
By being honest, I'm not coming. I won't be there today. You don't owe them any explanation or anything. Stop explaining yourself to the world. You don't owe, the world is evil. You don't owe the world an explanation. God said when we offend someone, go to that person, hey, I was wrong, I'm sorry. But he said you got to go tell the world that. Only that person. You don't owe them an explanation why you're not coming.
All right, that's some good insight. I'm probably going to have to smoke on it for a little bit. But
But I want you to Realize you just said, I'm going to feel guilty, and yet you said, I'm nobody. Why are you saying both?
Well, to be honest, I said I'm nobody because I know how the circle goes.
I know.
So I'm still getting in that thing, but I guess the ego's still living a little bit inside me.
And are you your ego?
No,
Well, then why are you agreeing with it?
I'm trying to kill it.
And how do you kill it?
Well, I mean, I thought I dropped my anger, but ever so thing, I realized I guess I didn't maybe, or I have to drop it again.
Or and once you drop the anger, stop going along with the thoughts that still comes. Stop agreeing with them. Stop communicating with them. Don't look for counsel with thoughts. Stop it. Don't let the thought tell you, oh, don't take the pain. You take the pain. Don't listen to the thought tell you that.
Sometimes I feel like I observe the thoughts though, and they help me understand the situation after some time.
It will, absolutely. And that's what you want, understanding.
Okay. And once you get, because I feel like sometimes I'll get that understanding, and there'll still be this feeling inside me, and it's hard to describe. It's not fear, it's not anger, but it's like this feeling that's of a little bit uneasy. But then as time goes by and I understand better, that just goes away.
Yes.
Will that process speed up and not take as long?
Get behind me, Satan. Don't ask me that question. That's the devil asking that question.
Okay.
How long would this take? You know, I just went through one good and freedom and free from that. How is more coming? That's the devil asking that so you can think you're asking that. That's not you. Let that pass too. You got to completely let go. Surrender to God, your whole body to God, your mind and body. He'll take care of it.
Okay. I appreciate you, Jesse. You're
You're
going to talk about
welcome.
judgment next.
What?
You're going to talk about judgment next.
The way to know if you're judging someone or yourself is if you become emotional, you get angry or any of that, then you're judging. Then you're judging. If you, and I'm not saying don't pretend you're not angry. Be honest with yourself. If you are angry, you're angry. But when you can leave out anger, it's impossible to judge. If someone tell you they're wino, that drink wine, okay, don't get mad about it or whatever. Leave out the anger, you'll be free. You'll be able to discern. Just leave out. You have no right to be mad at anyone about anything, no matter what. You have no right to be mad at them. You're not God, you know better or anything. Leave the anger out. You may disagree with the situation. You can speak up about the situation, but just don't be angry. Understand that they can help themselves. You couldn't help yourself. Something else was driving you. Who are you to judge someone else? It doesn't mean you're going along with it or you're agreeing with it. Matter of fact, you're agreeing with it when you get angry. You're not agreeing with it when you don't judge it. Stay away from the anger. Anger is your enemy. Anyone that has anger is a murderer. You see my T-shirt? We have a T-shirt coming next week that says, when she's crying, she's lying. Sorry, Leslie. Do you cry? Sometimes. Oh, shit, wasn't it? She lying there. But anyway, so stay away from the anger. You can disagree, but just don't get angry. If somebody want to be whatever they are, fine. You want to go down to the clinic and cut off all your body parts, fine with me. I don't have a right to be mad at you about that. Who am I to judge? Christ said, forgive 70 times 70 or something like that, right? 77, whatever it was. I mean, forgiveness is always. Always forgive because it's not them, it's the spirit of evil that made a home in them. This year, stop judging. If someone don't want to play with you, they don't want to play, okay. We don't have to play no more. They have a right not to want to play with you. All right? I saw a hand in the back. Isn't this fun? We start off this year with a bang. I'm telling you right now, some of you are going to get mad at me. But that's fine. Because I want to see you free. And I don't want you to play with the devil. I don't want you. The devil don't want you to go. The devil does not want you to be still and know the truth. He wants you living here. He doesn't want you to let go. He doesn't want you to be free because he needs to make a home inside of you. Where the devil going to live if he can't live inside of you? He lives in human beings, and human beings are evil. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think just to his story, but I think you were also mentioning something similar last week. And I think you might upset mothers or families just in general with this, but how do you decide to do things that are in the best interest of everybody else, not particularly you, right? Let's say you don't want to go somewhere. Well, yes, you don't want to go, but it's actually a family function, a family event. So unless some people show up, then it's not a family event anymore, right? So how do you kind of make the judgment like, hey, listen, I don't want to go, or I don't want to do this, or this is annoying to me, but I still show up because it's better for everybody else?
I don't quite understand the question, but I think I kind of understand the question. But let me make a point. I know a good friend of mine that they can go to a family event this time around. Normally they do. And I was stunned. I'm like, Jesus has arrived. They said no to a family event. And they never say no to a family event unless they have to. You could say no, and I think if I'm hearing you right, let's say I wanted to have a party. And I said, hey, come on to the party, right? We're going to be partying. We're going to have sweet potato pie and candy yams. He's like, well, no, Jesse, I can't make it. I'm like, what? You my friend, you're not coming?
Right.
No, I can't make it. And then if I get mad and say, well, I thought you were my friend, what I'm really saying, I didn't think you were my friend. I thought I could use you. I need you to make me feel good. So in my head, I made you my friend so that as long as you're my friend, you're making me feel good. And now that you're not doing what I want, you're not my friend anymore, I feel bad. It was my illusion of you. I took away your right to be yourself. Say no and just don't be mad and do what you want. And let's say everybody said no, so it won't be a party, so the person just won't have a party. And if nobody show up, just realize nobody like me.
Well, I guess, do you have to take it to that extreme? It's just, instead of saying no, if somebody invites you, you could be like, listen, they invited me. It'll be good to go because then people can have fun. So I should go. Like, on you as a decision maker, you should be like, you know what?
If you want to go, go. If you don't. Don't get in your head and make up lies. Because if those lies can come and make you go to that party, it's going to do it to another event or another incident or something else. You go because you want to go. That doesn't mean you won't go, but you're going because you want to go. Or if you don't want to go, there shouldn't be this false guilt of not going.
Yeah, but I think
You
it
are
takes
free.
you to the point of just making decisions based on wants and emotions at the point. It's like, oh, I want to go right now. I don't want to go. You're not thinking about the bigger picture.
So what now?
You're not thinking about the bigger picture.
What's the bigger picture?
You know, let's use your example of the party.
Right.
It's going to be a good party if more people show up and more people engage. If each individual person is like, I'm going to make my own personal decision if I want to go, not go, based on what I feel this moment, then it really doesn't serve the bigger picture.
But it should be based on how you feel this moment. It should be if you want to go or not. Not based on how I feel or don't feel and all that kind of, I just don't want to go to the party. You don't have to feel bad or good about that. You need to be free. Mm-hmm. Because if they can make you come to one party, they're going to make you come to every party. That make sense? And let's say that you have a big party, but only one person show up. You and that one person can have fun at a one-person party. You can even have fun at your own party by yourself. You know what I mean? Ain't that true? You can have a party by, okay, nobody showed up. I'm drinking up all this champagne myself. Yes, man, I know you want to respond to that, and Joel, you want to respond to that.
Did I want to respond to that?
Yeah.
Not
Would you get
really.
mad and know if they didn't show up to your party? Yeah, she will.
Maybe a little bit, but no. Coming now at this stage, probably not. No, I'm more
Now that you're
understanding.
waking up,
but maybe
yeah.
maybe I would be a little bit hurt. Like, oh, they just don't want to come, but there's not a good excuse why they don't. Damn. Okay, they don't care about me as much as I thought.
And she said, damn, in church.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
It's fellowship, not church.
If you didn't want to go to the party and you're invited by your best friend.
Oh, I'm
or
the
your
worst
mother,
person to ask. I'm the queen of obligation. Oh, it's my best friend. I have to. Yeah.
So if they invited you and you didn't want to go, would you go?
Yep.
Or beta.
Or I would lie about it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I have a family, la la la. Yeah. But I
Don't
wouldn't
y'all
straight
see
up
how
say
wrong
no.
this is now? Now that you can see a little clearer, it's so wrong for you that to have to go and you really don't want to go, and then now you got to lie, so you lying to your friend.
I know, but I feel like that's what life is, doing a bunch of things you don't want to do half the time.
That is not life.
That's
death.
my life then, and I need to get it right.
That's all of our lives until we overcome. Absolutely, you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, I don't feel like a lot of people can take the truth, that's why, but I know I'm not responsible for how they feel.
You're
now,
not.
now I know that.
Right. Amazing.
Yeah.
So did you forgive your mother?
No, I'm still living in my hell.
Why don't you forgive her?
I don't know what I'm mad at her for.
Oh, you don't?
No,
Oh, okay.
I love
Don't
her. I don't
do it
know
until
what.
until you see clearly for yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to do it like because you told me to do it or
Right.
because, I want to actually mean
You
it.
see it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I haven't forgiven her yet, but because I don't know what I'm mad at her for yet.
Right on.
Yeah, we'll get
No-
there.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Did you want to respond to the party thing?
No, not really. I mean, I just agree. If you want to, you do. And if you don't, you don't.
So what now?
I agree. If you want to, you go. If you don't, you don't.
Isn't that so simple? If I don't want to go to the party, you can't pressure me to a party. So I'm at a party now because I'm pressured to be at the party. Now I got to get drunk so I can enjoy the party. So I forget about the pressure I feel for being there. Think about that. That's insane. Why you want to keep living this way? You don't have to live this way.
Why do you have to be pressured?
What?
Why do you have to be pressured?
Because you're going out, they say, oh, this is my party, come, you my cousin. You my best friend. I want you at this party. You're like, no, I just don't want to be there tonight. Oh, no, come. And then they say, all right, I'm going. Now you get up and go, you're going out of pressure.
But just
Or from
remove the pressure. To be
What?
like, listen, just think to yourself, be like, listen.
But you're lying to yourself because you're still under pressure.
Yeah.
You're at a party where you're going to be at that party, like at a party, and then later be, I was home. I knew I should have stayed home. Everybody else be having a good time and you wishing you were home.
But I think if you remove all the emotions out of it, you can have fun anywhere. So just show up and have fun anywhere.
Not if you don't want to.
No?
Right. You are free. You're free. You are free. You want to be free. Do not do it just to appease the person.
I don't think it's to appease. It's like let's say if you have like a family event and there's 10 people in the family, then
The Jews have a party every Friday. Don't they have a party every Friday?
maybe that's excessive, yeah.
Who want to go to a party every Friday? Every Friday you got to go to the Jew party. And then walk up and down Pico on Saturday. You can't even drive your car on Saturday. Who want to live that way?
That's tradition. You know,
I know.
To have tradition, you have to have
Get rid
it.
of tradition and live a free life. Stop living a traditional life and live a free life. Christ came and got rid of all traditions and all that mess. He said, you are free now. Live a free life. I came that you might have peace, perfect peace. It's not peace when you're doing something you don't really want to do.
There's a very famous musical that talks about this. I can't remember what it's called, but he talks about tradition, and you do tradition because it's tradition, right?
Yeah, you're going to die in tradition, too. Amazing. Thank you, man.
Yep.
Amazing. Yes, sir. Oh, man, I'm going to have to cut y'all out now because we're running out of time. This is so good.
Follow up, but I talked a lot, so if you want to.
No, go ahead. Yeah, no. Go ahead.
My follow up is that
Can you imagine having to go to a party every Friday? You got to shut down your business and go to a party, and you can't talk no more on the phone until Saturday. I love the Jews, though. Go ahead.
so you're saying it's bad that I'm lying to them because I'm not showing them love.
Right.
And I would agree with that, but that's only because I feel like I'm starting to wake up. But from their side, they're in hell maybe, and they're saying, no, he's not showing me love by being honest with me. He's
And so are
showing.
you going to stay in their hell with
He-
them, or are you going to try to comfort them in their hell?
No. But what I'm saying is that maybe it's better for me to because they don't see it that way. They don't see it as I'm showing them love when I say I don't want to come. To just say something like I'm out of town, and then it's kind of neutral. Because otherwise, if I am, then from their side, they think it's like hate.
So would you feel good about, where's the growth in line to them that you're out of town when you're right down there on Pico?
The way I see it, it's like you have a child, right? And the child's like, let's go to Chuck E. Cheese. You need to tell the child, no, I don't want to take you, or Chuck E. Cheese is closed, and they don't know any better. And you don't have to hear their whining.
If best for the child, if you say, no, I'm not taking you to Chuck E. Cheese today, they know that the parent won't lie to them. And then they won't grow up developing a life that somebody have to lie to them to make them feel good. They can accept the truth.
Yeah, but that's not the situation with my other family. I'm not their mama.
I know, but the situation is you're a grown man telling these people you're out of town when you're right at home.
True.
And then if you ever get married, you gotta lie to your wife. Let's say you want to go to the bar after work. It's a Friday. Instead of going to the Jew party, you want to go to the bar.
You mean I
You're
got
gonna
lots of
call
work?
your wife up and say, hey, honey, I'm going to the Jew party, but you're really at the bar. You should say, hey, I'll be home a little late. I'm going to the bar.
Okay, that makes sense.
Stop lying. Show love.
I
Just
should.
don't get angry.
Okay,
Don't judge.
thank you.
Amazing, huh?
Amazing.
Yes, sir.
I just want to comment on that gentleman's family party. Like he was saying, like, oh, what the big picture might be, like, you know, the greater good of the family, whatever. Everyone's having fun, but we don't really know what the real big picture is. You know, like, what if the real big picture is everyone shows real love and says, I don't want to go, and then that family member who was trying to organize a party, through that pain, they're like, maybe no one likes me. Why does no one like me? And it makes them see
That's a
themselves.
good point.
So we
Very
don't know,
good
like,
point.
what if that's the bigger picture? You know, we don't know.
That's right. Absolutely. Deep. And he's Chinese. Oh, very good point. It's not just about you. Amazing point. Wow, such a good point. What else? Okay. It's time to live, folks. Stop living death. It's really time. It's time to overcome the world. You could be in the world, but not of the world. Christ came so you can overcome the world. The world going to be here all messed up just like it is, and it's getting worse, and it's going to get worse. But you could be free if you work on you and live from within. All right? Overcome the world. Stop being in prison. You could be free. And if nobody else want to be free, you'll be free. You'll be the one inmate that walked out of the prison. You'll be that one that left. Most people love their prisons, and they're not going to want to leave their prison. They want to stay in their hell. You can open the gate wide open and tell them they all can leave. They'll be scared to leave. Because the devil tell you, oh, don't leave, because if you do, the God's going to shoot you down the hallway. But the God said we can be free. We can leave. The gates are wide open. Satan will talk them out of leaving. And then you'll be that one that's going to, well, I'm out of here. I'm leaving, right? And they'll be like, why are you leaving? You're going to get killed. Something's going to happen to you. That's what the demons do. They yell at you. And your friends will too when you walk out of the prison. They want you in their prison. Misery love company. They want you in their prison. Your family member want you there. I remember, and I love my family a little bit. I remember I used to go to the parties, family parties all the time, especially on 4th of July and Christmas, because they have all this good soul food and stuff. But then I got to a point where I just didn't want to go no more. And I just didn't want to go. Just didn't want to go. And so when I stopped going, Some of my family members will call me up. Hey, Punchy, you're not coming to the party? We waiting on you. Come on over. I'm like, no, I'm not coming. Why? I'm not coming. We have sweet potato pie. We have cornbread. We have this. They try to seduce me with all my favorite food. I'm like, no, put it in the freezer or something. I get it later. I'm not coming. You got to not make up an excuse. You just don't want to go. It's not personal. And you're not, if their feelings are being hurt, that's inside of them. You are not hurting their feelings. Their own feelings are being hurt because they can't control you. Like, you've been coming all the time. Why not now? They want to control you. Yes, sir.
I had a friend of mine. We weren't close, just a friend. He went to prison, and he was in prison 15 years or something like that, and went through all the hell that you got to go through in there. Came out, and then he was living in the same home with his mom, and his mom died, and so he went and did a crime so that he can go back in prison again, because that was his life, his thinking. He went back to prison. He did something to get back in prison.
People love their prisons. You love your misery. Every time you go back into your thought, you love your hell. That's why you go back in there. You love being in prison. That's why you go back. You love being in prison. Because if you love freedom, you wouldn't go back into your thoughts, into your hell, into your imagination. And you would never blame anyone because you're in prison. It's your fault you're in prison. It's no one else's fault. It's your parents' fault. In closing, it's your parents' fault that you went into prison by them not being right. Your parents caused you to enter into prison. It's so interesting too, and you're going to see this if you stay with it. When you're a child, you're not in prison. You're enjoying life. You hold no grudges against anyone. Your life is happening naturally. Opportunities are opening up for you naturally. But what happens is they'll traumatize you, and then they'll make new rules for you. They'll make a new morality for you. They'll make new rules and tell you got to live by these rules. And you forget about the rules that you were born with, that God gave you. You don't live by those rules anymore. You live by the world rule and your parents' rules and the school rule. And they don't work. Their morality don't work. Look how hard we try to be moral based on our rule, and none of us ever been moral. We tried so hard, it didn't work. But now we're giving up morality and living from the rules that God gave us. We don't have to worry about morality. You don't even have to think about it. But the world rules and our parents' rules, we could never live up to those rules. They drove us crazy. They made us go see a psychic. Sorry. Right? Those new rules. You want to come back to the original rules, to love one another, to pray for one another, to not worry, have no doubt, have no fear, don't be a victim. Live presently and you'll be fine. Come back to that rule that you had as a kid before they gave you all these new rules to live by. They don't work. You have fear and everything. All right?